Alright, hey guys. I wanted to talk to you guys today. Just talk because I haven't really done that and I haven't tried any content like that. So, um, I guess the subject for today is how I got into video games and why I play them competitively. I'm a very competitive person by nature. I love winning. Winning means having fun. Losing, if it was a close game and it was really back and forth and it was long, like thinking league specifically, like a 50-minute game, really close, came down to one team fight, just little things like that, that game can be fun. That's fun. But, getting massively outplayed or getting just getting completely stomped all over, that's not fun. And losing in general for me isn't fun anyways. I play a lot of fighting games with my friend Sean. I have Street Fighter. I play that online sometimes. I love playing Smash. But for the most part, let's get right into this. So I don't have any memories of it, but according to my sisters, the first game I played was Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo. Around when I was either 2 or 3, they let me play with them. And so I tell everyone now that the first game I played was Mortal Kombat Armageddon on the SNES. And I still have the game and my SNES, and I played it a couple of times. Not sure why they let that be my first game, but okay. My earliest memories of video games, though, are Star Fox 64. Is it Super Mario 64, I think? Super Mario World, and The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Those were the first games I remember playing, and for the longest time, that's all I would ever play. Banjo Kazooie as well. Um, the Legend of Zelda is my favorite series, and my parents never really sat down with me. And well, I'm gonna say really, they did a few times, but for the most part, what they did was, allow me to play video games because The Legend of Zelda was the one I would play the most, and they let that be the way I learned how to read. I could ask questions, but I could be having fun at the same time learning how to read because I had to look up the words I didn't know in the dictionary to move on because it's an RPG and well, sorry, Legend of Zelda is an adventure game. If you don't know what they're saying, you don't know what you're doing, and so that's how I developed my reading skills. Um, and then when I was younger, I used to be really impatient, so I learned how to read fast so I could just skip through dialogue, which is now like when I play any game, if I have the option to move increase the dialogue speed of text, I do. I cap it. I'd rather the text just appear so I can read it and then move on. It's more so a kind of nuisance, and I still do it, but I'm not nearly as impatient as before. And so for the longest time, I would just play nothing but Ocarina of Time. And then I remember going to the mall with my dad when we moved to Virginia, and we passed by the GameStop, and I saw the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and it was available for pre-order, and I just wanted it. I needed to have it. I knew I wanted it, and I asked my dad because I thought it was. I didn't realize at the time that there were sequels and that there were other Legend of Zelda games. Because surprisingly, I hadn't heard of Majora's Mask. Well, I decided. Well, my dad got it for me. He pre-ordered it, and when you pre-ordered it, you got the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest bundle, and it was a one disc, but it had Majora's Mask. It had a Master Quest and regular Ocarina of Time, and I played that for months. But then I started school, and Wind Waker came out, but I had to go to bed because it was like 10 at night when we had gotten it. And oh no, we went to the mail release, and so my dad told me I could play for 10 minutes and then I had to go to bed, and I took anything I could get. And for me, that was like the first challenge anybody had really given me in a game, because before it was mostly me and my sisters playing racing games, and I'm never really good at racing games. I'd say the first racing game that I've been really good at is Sonic Riders. For the most part, there wasn't really any competition, and so in my mind, Legend of Zelda, you had to find your sword to start, just like you did in Ocarina of Time. And so I spent the entire 10 minutes walking around Outset Island looking for the sword, and I so frustrated that I couldn't find it. And then, I woke up the next. I asked my dad to find it for me, and that was the last time I had anyone ever do something for me in a video game. I felt defeated in a sense. So from there, I met my best friend Alan, and he showed me Super Smash Bros. And Soul Calibur and Fire Emblem. And so we used to race our times in Fire Emblem for who could complete chapters faster. And he taught me how to play Smash. Originally, I what I would do was I would just pick Link and I'd spam up B, spin attack. I would literally just spam that. It was the only move I would use, and it was like that for a couple of weeks. But um, I'm different now. I'm much better at Smash. I spam A now. But so from there I played more fighting games. I had a friend who I could play with. And then I met my another one of my best friends, Tim, and his brother Thor, and we'd play Smash with them. And Tim wasn't that much of a competitor like his brother Thor was, but I don't know, I relished in it, and for the longest time I enjoyed winning. I mean, sounds pretty bad, but I felt better. It made me feel like I was better than them, or at least at the game. I don't want to say like I was above them, but I just enjoyed winning. And from there, I went on and played football in Oklahoma, and I loved winning. I did everything in my power for us to win, and we did. We went undefeated that season, except for the final game that we lost. Very depressing. But from there, video games really took root because I don't know. That might be why I never really played football afterwards. I just felt like it wasn't something that I could really compete in because we didn't win, even though we did so well. And I was really the highlight of why we did so well. But it happens. It happens. So, um, going on into middle school, I played Call of Duty Online where I met my friend Chris. Um, and this is around the time that I started playing Halo online. And for the longest time, I thought I was a god at Halo. I did so well in Halo. I'm still a monster in Halo, and I play Halo competitively anytime I can. I love Halo. It's my favorite shooter. I think Bungie did a great job, and I like the 343. I like 343's take on Halo, honestly. Halo 5 is amazing. But this Halo really spurred competition in me because at the end of middle school, around it was either my eighth grade year or my freshman year. We were living in apartments, and my sister's friend Will was staying with us because he didn't have anywhere to stay. And that summer, every night we'd stay up for all night from 9 to 10 in the morning, and we just play Halo Online, split screen, multiplayer. We couldn't play Rumble Pit, but we just play. No, I think we could. I think we could play Rumble Pit, but we played Team Deathmatch, Rumble Pit, Big Team Deathmatch, SWAT. We just sat there, listened to music all night, and just played Halo. And it was always a competition, like not only just online, but between us to do better. And I loved it. I loved every moment of it. It's some of my favorite memories because I just thoroughly enjoy playing games competitively like that. So then I stumbled upon League, um, and I just didn't like the community at all. So I pretty much quit early on. And then my friend Chris brought me back into it. Same Chris. And from there, I had matured around the time. It was, I'd say, maybe a year later. And so I just played League constantly, like I still do. And League has been an extremely competitive game for me, and I enjoy it. Like, yeah, Overwatch is out, and Dynamic Q is out, and people hate Dynamic Q. They don't like the QSS changes. Right, it's taking the game in a negative direction. Overwatch looks fun. Blizzard has been listening to their community lately. Things are looking up for Blizzard, and that's that's pretty much everyone's take on it. And so, you have a bunch of content creators quitting League or making more Overwatch content than they do League, and I don't know, I'm okay with it because on one hand, it's like part of the competition's losing, so it makes it easier, but on the other hand, it kind of feels like a betrayal to the game because it's like it just doesn't feel right that people are leaving for no reason, in my opinion. And I mean, they have their own reasons, but I don't think they're to each their own. But when it comes to me, League is super competitive, and yeah, I'm only silver one. I'm not silver one, silver three. Um, and I'm not very good at it. But every day I watch videos. I watch pro players stream. I watch the LCS when it's on, EU, NA, LCK, LPL, card teams. I watch it all. Um, I study theory. I run the numbers. I play regularly. I test new things. I try new things. I practice. And, at one point I was bronze 5. And I hated it. I couldn't stand it. It honestly made me not want to log in the league half the time, and the other half the time, I needed it. I felt the need to log in the league because I needed to prove everyone wrong. Like the bad games that I had where people were calling me bad and saying that's why I'm in bronze 5, or any person online on Facebook or wherever that was, like there was this one guy on a Facebook group. Somebody had asked, tips on how to play Zed competitively, and this is around the time that I started watching professional games and reading and doing numbers. But I I gave them tips based on what pro players do. And this guy just started flaming me and was like, "You're bronze. Don't listen to him. I mean, don't. He's bronze. Don't listen to him. He can't even take his own advice. Don't give people advice if you can't take your own." And it pissed me off. And he was diamond 3 or 2 at the time. And it's like, you're right. You're higher ranked than me, but I'm not giving them my own information. I'm literally reading off to them something I was told by a professional player, someone who's a higher rank than you. And so I just felt the need to prove them wrong afterwards. And so I've worked every day to beat the competition, to work at it. And video games for me are a way of proving myself that, I'm good at something. And I mean, it's not just video games that I'm good at. I'm a good cook. I'm a good writer. I was good at sports when I played them. I'm a good musician. I, I'm a drummer. Teach myself guitar. I can kind of sing. I get with computers, but it's like video games for me are something fun that I do that I feel very strongly about. But thank you guys for listening. That is pretty much how I got into video games. They were it was just a pastime, helped me learn how to read, and then from there it became a competitive thing. And now I don't want to say it's an obligation to play games to prove people wrong, but I enjoy playing video games, and competitive games are my favorite because I love winning. But thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought of this vlog. And I will see you guys later.